Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. Chilling right here at work, man. Feeling extremely blessed. On the road to 2K, man. We about like 40 subscribers away from the 1,800 mark. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob for making this possible. All right, y'all. Shout out the boxing scene for this article that they had put out, man, because this is something that definitely went over my head. You see what I mean? Something that I did not hear, you know? And I guess that Jose Benavidez Sr., I don't know if this was the same interview with Mill City Boxing, but regardless, Jose Benavidez Sr. had an interview just speaking about the whole situation between his son, David Benavidez Jr. and Canelo Alvarez and the possibility of them fighting. And, you know, Jose Benavidez Sr. has been on a roll lately in terms of, you know, criticizing Canelo Alvarez and, you know, attempting to hold that man accountable for ducking his son, David Benavidez. You see what I mean? And, you know, I'm for it 100%, man, especially if it's the truth. Speak your mind, put it out there, you know, expose him for who he really is. Because in all honesty, man, Canelo Alvarez has been, you know, showing you time and time again that he's just not intrigued with the David Benavidez fight at all. And you can tell that he has some underlying concerns in terms of facing David Benavidez. And one of the things that Canelo Alvarez had pointed out that I've said numerous times already that he's concerned with David Benavidez is the size difference. You know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez has a history of, you know, having the size advantage against multiple guys, whether we talking about Miguel Cotto, Amir Khan, Jermell Charlo, the list goes on and on and on. It's never an issue whenever he has the advantage. However, with David Benavidez, he really feels like the size is an issue in terms of them fighting, you know, underlining the fact that he said that David Benavidez puts on 25 pounds the night of the fight. So I guess whoever was conducting the interview, if it was Mill City, man, shout out to Mill City, said that would they accept a rehydration clause going into the Canelo Alvarez fight? And Jose Benavidez Sr., you know, came out with an answer that I didn't expect in all honesty. He said that he would agree to a rehydration clause if he's so worried about David Benavidez' build and him putting on build and him putting weight on overnight. You see what I mean? Now, that's definitely something that caught me off guard because we all know David Benavidez is a big boy. You know what I mean? He definitely boils down to get down to the 168 pound weight limit. You know what I mean? You could tell that the nutritionists are really important in his camp. And he has to work extremely hard in order to get that weight off, which is why I believe David Benavidez be in camp for 4 or 5 months at a time. You know what I mean? Because his weight being under control is really imperative to his training camp. You know what I mean? He doesn't get weight off the easiest, apparently, and, you know, it's real easy for him to put on weight. You know, he's admitted to being close to his walk-around weight being close to 200 pounds. So, you know, 168, 200 pounds, that's a 32-pound weight cut every camp. So, and it's probably only getting worse as he's continuing to grow and get older and as his body's maturing. So it definitely caught me off guard when Jose Benavidez Sr. had said this, and it really just gave me deja vu back to the time where Canelo Alvarez was about to face Floyd Mayweather. You know, Canelo Alvarez's team came out and said that they'll be willing to fight Floyd Mayweather at a catch weight. You know what I mean? Mayweather saw that they had said that, you know, and he obliged them. He gladly obliged them because he understood that that was going to be going in his favor. You know what I mean? It was to his advantage. You know, they're the ones who proposed it, and he accepted it. You know what I mean? When they could have easily kept their mouth shut and, you know, and fought Floyd at a 154-pound weight limit. You know what I mean? But, you know, they put that out there, showing their desperation for the fight. And Floyd Mayweather made sure he cut them extra 2 pounds off of him, which might have played a role in the fight, in all honesty. You know, me personally, I just believe that Mayweather was the better fighter, the more skilled, experienced fighter, whatever. He just exposed the young, up-and-coming guy at the time in Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that extra 2 pounds to cut during training camp could take a lot of effort, especially if you're just accustomed to just making the 154-pound weight limit. You feel me? So it definitely brought me deja vu back to that time, and I don't understand why Jose Benavidez even acknowledged that question. You know what I mean? That's absolutely ridiculous. He's already demanding $150 to $200 million to fight, you know, and keeping, from what I understand, keeping the 100% of the pay-per-view revenue and then giving David Benavidez a flat fee. He's already having everything going his way. You see what I mean? I understand that you got to make the sacrifices necessary to get those big opportunities, but being that you're a big guy, you see what I mean? Pause. And you know, the rehydration process is vital to how you perform in a fight. I don't think that should be taken away from you. You see what I mean? But it just lets you know how confident they are. It could be chalked up to them being extremely confident going into this Canelo Alvarez fight. Like, they feel like they can't beat David regardless. Or it just shows how desperate they are for the opportunity because they want to prove themselves that bad. You know what I mean? But regardless of the situation, man, Jose Benavidez should have shot that down right away. You know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez shouldn't be getting that type of opportunity. But now, Canelo Alvarez, you know, going into this, and the thing is, too, they're going up to 175. You know what I mean? This next fight is going to be at 175 pounds. So you mean to tell me that y'all going to have one fight at 175, go back down to 68 against Canelo Alvarez, then have a rehydration clause on top of that? You just setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm a big David Benavidez fan. I do think that he has everything it takes to defeat Canelo Alvarez. However, you going back down to 168 after competing at 175, then throwing a rehydration clause on top of that, man, that could cause a lot of stress on the body. You know what I mean? And that could affect your performance. I'm not going to lie to you, man. So hopefully he takes that back. You know what I mean? Because Canelo Alvarez may see that. And moving forward in the negotiations, if they were to negotiate for a possible fight in September, he may bring that back up to the table. You know what I'm saying? And if Jose and David were to decline it later on, that might give Canelo a reason to walk away from the negotiations because you're not being a man of your word. And that's why it's very important to keep certain things to yourself that may play to your detriment. You know what I mean? I wasn't really feeling that at all. I usually rock with Jose Benavidez Sr. and the team and stuff like that because, you know, I'm a big fan of David Benavidez. But that point right there, man, I don't support it at all, man. For your son to be in the best possible situation, man, don't offer to put him on any type of rehydration clause. You know what I mean? That's absolutely ridiculous. And we don't need to give Canelo Alvarez any more ammo than what the fuck he currently has, which is being the A side, you know, having the majority of the purse and things of that nature, you know what I mean? And possibly getting 9 figures for the David Benavidez fight. You know what I mean? He already got too much playing on his side. Don't give him another thing, being a rehydration clause, which could definitely affect your performance. It may be the reason why you come up short against somebody like Canelo Alvarez, you know what I mean? And what makes it even worse is that Canelo is an advocate for rehydration clauses in certain circumstances. You know what I mean? So these are things that you just got to take into consideration, you know what I mean? And, you know, hopefully that goes under the radar. You feel me? But that's my whole take on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this here. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.